Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Do I got an echo? I need to know if I got an echo. Let me see. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Do I got an echo? I need to know if I got an echo. All right, here we go. Check, 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 check. Let me get my blend right. Check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2, check 1 2. All right. It's gonna be a ride. It's gonna be a ride. Yeah, it's like the old records. Oh, there it go. We got it. I mean, hey man, hey family. Then listen, I ain't gonna do all that. I told y'all, people be trying to get me in trouble, man. Listen, I am a journalist. Okay, it's all I am. I mean, it's all I am. I am a journalist. That's it. Don't charge me. Don't charge it to my heart. All right? That's it. I'm a journalist. I do what journalists do. I interview people and I hope for the best. Okay? That's what I do. That's all I do. Hold up 1 second. We're waiting on the guests to come on in. That's it. All right.
They got a ring to it. See, this that theme music. We made it out the trenches. This is like a dream losing. Was what we used to. Sharpened up our mental. 2020 looking crucial. Presidents are lose-lose. But we still love them. Fantasize about the devil, though he ain't never gave us nothing. When you stop talking to God, it's easy for you to stumble. Kings killing kings, the definition of royal rumble. Unpack that. Art is so subjective, my mind has always been abstract. Took us for a joke, guarantee we gon' have the last laugh. The sweetest poetry, skin is black cause he's chosen me. Y'all lacking self-esteem, I'm the greatest cause I'm the only me. Young Ock on my square, do it heroically. John high with myself, I had to destroy the foe in me. Look who shot you, clueless like news watchers. God is my muse, teaching the truth like Tahaka. But be careful cause all they do is divide. The hood would never be the same, it's all been gentrified. Marrying all the women and locking up all the guys. We really needed 2020 to see in between the lines. We really need that sunshine to come in between the blinds. When I was down in the dirt, I knew I would still shine. I shine like still shine. Grind like gears grind. Can hate me all that they want. The planet is still mine.
All right. All right, family. It's about to happen. It's about to happen. Let me get my sounds right. I think the guest is in the building. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right. I want you to press 1 if you can hear me. All right. Press 1 if you can hear me. We're about to get it in a minute. All right. 10:15 on the East Coast. Let me make sure everybody can hear me. Get all my sound straight. Oh, I can hear me. Press 1 if you can hear me. We're about to get it in a minute. All right. 10:15 on the East Coast. We starting a little bit late, but let's just get it. All right, let's just get it. Hold up. Well, sis was up in here, but she done disappeared on me. What happened? Let's see. All right, let's get it. I'm gonna keep it kind of low tonight. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I'll be that more you gon' remember. To all the bay front line till the law call. When you a friend of more than you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Don't to speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I speak about the prophet over through our league. Who was the first to remind you and bind you back? To a rock on the mountains, Mississippi and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black. Proving the straight facts. You tripping off trust, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European on the fame. And looking at women, fine European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Yeah, now they got a love for your whole generation. Take the pills, weed, and serve. Yeah, they love no yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigo, Ross, Lucid. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now, sight, I'll be that boy you gon' remember. I'ma be that boy you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that boy you gon' remember. To Harbor Bay front line till the law call my number. I'll be that boy you gon' remember. I'ma be that boy you gon' remember, that's right. I'll be that boy you gon' remember. To Harbor Bay front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler. This era for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you working than a worker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for the people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every low the rocker fast. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I see it all before. I didn't try to kill. No, and some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my fast mistake. I want my town, my shirt. Lie till the law call my number. I be that boy you gon' remember. Hey! Y'all ready? Y'all ain't ready. I try to wipe my shirt. I got something on my shirt. I try to wipe it. Oh man, here we go, family. Let me make sure I get my echo up out of here. Hold up. So, fam, I tried to get my stain out here. I was unsuccessful. You know what I mean? Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Check one, check two, check one, check two. What up? Are y'all good? So family, let me make sure y'all can hear me, fam. This gonna be make sure. Fam, I tried to get my stain out here. I was unsuccessful. All right, I think y'all can hear me. Make sure I sound good. Now, if I don't sound good, I need y'all to let me know, because we got to hear everything. So, family, before I bring my guests in, right, I need y'all to know, family, listen, I got to make a disclaimer. I got to make a disclaimer. Listen, one day I'm going to show y'all some video of my father, right? My father, bless him, you know, he passed for him a few years ago. But, man, he was a funny guy, man. My father was hilarious. I'm serious. And I be listening to myself, and sometimes I sound just like him. And I got to make a disclaimer, all right? Listen, again, I was minding my business. I was chilling. I wouldn't bother nobody. Know what I mean? So, let's run it back.
Look at me.
This is Miss Celia Fit. Hold on, family. Hey, Celia Fit, hold on. Let me bring the information to the people real quick. Listen, I was minding my business. I was chilling.
I can't hear you.
And I can hear you. I don't know why you can't hear me, but I can hear you very well. So listen, I just muted your mic though. So listen, I was minding my business. And Delta reached out to me and wanted to interview with me. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to interview with me. And so I did the interview with Brother Delta. You know what I'm saying? I did the interview and all that, right? Now listen, this is the gift that keep on giving in journalism. I'm a journalist. I want y'all to know that I ain't trying to start no trouble. I'm just a journalist. Respect my craft. Anyway, so I did the video. Delta, you know, we had some back and forth. Y'all that followed the story. We had some back and forth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I remember that moment in that video when I was talking to Delta, and I said, and I'm going to ask her about it in a minute. I said, Celia, is this what you want for your life? I'd never forget it. Because the whole time that I was doing research, I was saying to myself, you know, in my life, I'm like, you know me, I got 3 pit bulls. I do. I got 2 in the backyard to warn me when you come. I got 1 out the window. I got 1 in the house, so just in case you make it in. You know what I'm saying? Then I got something for you after that. But we had a couple cats. My wife, she wants a fish. She wants a fish tank now. You know what I mean? All type of stuff. We got children. We got everything. You know what I mean? Normal stuff. So I'm like, I wonder if this sister, you know, hanging out with this militia ideal, do she have a sense of, man, this ain't normal? Do she have a sense that this ain't normal? Now, I understand we supposed to be on the front line for the things that we believe in. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we gonna do indefinitely, or is this a weekend venture? You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you off the top. With me, if I was in a militia, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You have to be organized with me. You got to be like, well, you know, on the weekend of such and such, we're going to do a training here. On the weekend of such and such, you know, we're going to march here. On the weekend of such and such, you know what I mean? You got to be organized with me, because I ain't going to just be running around in fatigues every day, talking on some YouTube and on some IG talking about I'm a militia. That just ain't something I'm going to do. I mean, but if you organize now and you want to do something, I can do that. So I wondered it. You know what I mean? I said, man, I wonder this sister, is she aware that this is weird? So I said, I'm going to take a shot at it. Celia, is this what you want? And so I don't know what happened. Me and Delta is cool. I'm going to tell you off the break. We cool. Matter of fact, we cool, but I don't know Delta as far as YouTube go. But we good. I don't have no beef with him whatsoever. And this is not, I want everybody to know that this is not on my part to try to carry on whatever happened with Delta and I before he reconciled or we reconciled. This ain't what that is. This is a story that goes on and on. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. And I think I'm going to give it to you $1. Hold on. Indulge me 1 second, Sister Celia. I'm going to give it to you $1. I think it's fascinating. I do. Look, I got a little bit of intelligence, right? I mean, I'm goofy. I like to laugh. I think this is a fascinating story. And as I was looking at Delta talking about, I don't know what they beefing about. Listen to me, family. I don't know. I know as much as you know right now. When sister reached out to me, I said, sis, don't say nothing. I don't want to know nothing. So everything that I'm going to hear for the first time, also you're going to hear for the first time. Sister can vouch for me. I said, nah, sis, don't tell me nothing. I don't want to know nothing. Because I just want it organically, whatever it is. So family, I mean, somebody say I'm actually the only one. Let me see what somebody say. So I need everybody to hit that likes up, that thumbs up, family, and we gonna get busy again. You know what I mean? Somebody say, let me see what somebody say real quick. You ain't got nothing in the house besides a dog because ex-fellas can't have a gun or be around a gun. Let me do this before we start. I hope that's what you believe and try your hand. But with that being said, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This is what he said. You ain't got nothing in the house besides dogs because ex-felons can't have guns. Fools, do you know what makes people felons? For having guns, fool. What makes people felons of committing crimes that most likely involve guns, fool. So just because someone's an ex-felon, don't be a fool. But because you want to be the fool, cool. So, Dondra Hauser, before the show start, I must let you know that it was nice, these few minutes, having you here. But after these few minutes, you have proven not to be worthy to be on our show or in the audience or being a friend of Morse World TV. Bye now. Bye now. You gotta go. Bye-bye. So Celia Fit, I'm going to open the door and let you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself first. All right. So let me unmute you. So sis, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What's your name? Who are you?
Okay. I'm from Houston, Texas, originally. Right. I go by the name of Celia, but as maybe if you did your research, my real name is Sierra. My father was an original Black Panther from Washington, D.C. So that was something that had really first intrigued me into the militia lifestyle, period. So whenever I first had seen it, was actually when I 4th of July with GMJ initially. So then as time went on, it made me feel weird because for me, I always thought that my father wanted me to be involved in this kind of lifestyle. So when he wasn't supportive initially of me even following the NFAC initially, I was very confused because I'm like, damn, like, I'll get to my past in a second, but my initial lifestyle that I first got into, my father wasn't approved of. So when I first found the NFAC, I figured that my father would finally be proud. You know what I'm saying? This is what he's been training me for as a kid, like from 6 years old and up. So he was basically, him and my mother both were basically very unsupportive of the situation. H down to DM. Anyway, was very unsupportive of the situation. So I didn't understand it, and basically, what my father and my mother were basically trying to tell me was that I was following something blindly. So whenever, sorry, so the first formation that I actually had followed, because I didn't see them until after the first one in ATL. So when Kentucky happened was when I was really deep into as far as following them. So that's when, like, again, I say my parents were totally against it, but that's when I first had seen Delta. And so I reached out to Delta through the DM, and shit.
I don't know why she. Sister touched something. Hold up. Let me get this echo out. Sister touched something. I don't know what she touched, but she touched something and went right out. Y'all see that? Hold up. Let me get my system together. I don't know what happened with that one. Sister touched something and she went right on out. Check. Yeah, I don't know what happened. All right. I don't know what just happened. Check. I wasn't fidgeting at that time. Oh no. Let me check the. Oh no. Let me check it. I'm not sure what happened. She just went right out. Oh, man, listen, y'all think it's a game. Y'all think it's a game. Y'all think that you. Hold up. Let me see something. Oh, man. Hold up. This is crazy. We gonna find out. Hold up. What? Okay. All right. False alarm. So, family, what I would like y'all to do while she getting back in, family, what I would like y'all to do, family, I would like y'all to go and support a friend of mine, man. I found this guy on the internet. Let me see if I can get it real quick. He's a young brother, right? Let me see if I can screen share real quick. It's a young brother that I think is worthy of our support. And let me see. I'm going to pull it up real quick. Here we go. This brother here named Akbar, the great family. Y'all need to go check him out. I'm going to put the link in the bottom. I didn't have time. Let me see if I can turn up a bit. I didn't have time to put it in the link in, but I'm gonna put this social media in a demonstration, family. I think we need to go support this young brother for good music.
And I got a ring to it. See, this that theme music. We made it out the trenches. This is like a dream losing. Was what we used to. Sharpened up our mental. 2020 looking crucial. Presidents to lose lows, but we still love on fantasize about the devil, though he ain't never gave us nothing. When you stop talking to God, it's easy for you to stumble. Kings killing kings, the definition of Royal Rumble. Unpack that. Art is so subjective, my mind has always been abstract. Took us for a joke, guarantee we gon' have the last laugh. The this poetry. Skin is black cause he's chosen me. Y'all lacking self-esteem, I'm the greatest cause I'm the only me. Young Ock on my square, do it heroically. Jihad with myself, I had to destroy the foe with me. Look who shot you, clueless like news watchers. God is my muse, teaching the truth like Tahaka. But be careful cause all they do is divide. The hood will never be the same, it's all been gentrified. Marrying all the women and locking up all the guys. We really needed 2020 to see in between the lines. We really need that sunshine to come in between the blinds. When I was down in the dirt, I knew I would still shine. I shine like still shine. Grind like gears grind. Can hate me all that they want. The planet is still mine.
We need to support young brothers like that. Once I get my setup back together, I'll be able to really get it flowing in here. And we're gonna put them on. We're gonna start supporting our young brothers. You know what I'm saying? And our young sisters, you know, that's doing something positive. So if you go back after the show, go back and look at the social media. Tag somebody, tag a friend, do something. Help spread a good message. With that being said, family, we're gonna get back. You know what I mean? We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back. Let's pick up where we left off. So here we go.
My damn iPad died. Okay. So, can you hear me?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So you was talking about your dad, and you was talking about the NFAC and being a part of the Black Panther, your dad, and you was confused that your dad really was kind of against you going out to be affiliated or part of the NFAC.
Right. So, and like I said, that was, to me, that was very confusing. But what my father was basically trying to tell me was that kind of what I end up seeing from you guys in the end was that he was a fraud, but he wasn't, the way that he was explaining it wasn't making any sense to me. Well, then when I first started hearing about Delta, I just started hearing his name ringing, and I seen him in the first, the Kentucky one was when I really started seeing him. And it was crazy, like the interview that you had did about talking about his fitness and stuff. That was the first thing that kind of draw me to him, because if you follow me or anybody follows me, I've always been into fitness. You know, I started gymnastics at 6. I started elite cheerleading at 16, all the way up to 17. And then for me, like after that, I've been basically a fitness person the entire time. So when I seen that stuff, it was kind of intriguing to me. And then when another thing that I think that really drew me to him, that made it, I guess, more, I would say personal, but not for the emotions wise, was because when I started seeing like how you were mentioning the book deals and all the endorsements and, you know, the things that he had accomplished that he actually lost, it was, I guess, really touching for me, because I felt like the reason that he lost all of that was because he was basically a part of a Black extremist group. So it made everybody be afraid and not want to have him as a face. So for me, why it was so touching for me, because I felt like he gave that up for his views of the movement. Now, when it comes to my father, like I said, he was an original Black Panther, but when he was in it, he was in it for about not 8 years, I'm sorry, for 6 years. And then my mother is, to really be honest, I would say a more docile person. And so she was basically pushing him to make a decision. And my father, because of his background and where he came from, decided to choose his family, which to me, I mean, some people might look at it as a weakness, but for me, I guess it was a positive thing in my life, but I also saw what he was giving over what he believed in. So I kind of viewed the same views in Delta. You know, do you see what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
and like when people say like the word daddy issues, a lot of it comes in different realms. So for me, when I was like, I've been in the streets and I've been around a lot of street niggas and men, excuse my French, but I've never been around somebody that reminded me of my father, as far as leadership, at first the facade that I saw from social media reminded me of my father. You know, I've never met a guy that was street and intelligent, that was protective and still passive. You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
whenever I seen that, that was the draw to me. So even when it comes down to me talking about taking care of him, I never looked at it like a situation like some guy that just got out of jail or a true homeless person. I truly felt like for someone to lose all of that for a mission as far as this goes, that's supposed to be this big for what I thought it was initially before I got in, like how you were saying, like I really thought I was really getting into a real live militia. I thought I was moving to Florida and we were going to build like training camps and compounds and bases, and we were going to actually be doing something. I didn't go out there to just be going from hotel to hotel to hotel and doing absolutely fucking nothing.
How did it? But you know the craziest thing about it.
Yes.
You're right. The craziest thing is about it is I kind of figured. I got a little echo on my end. I kind of figured out. I'm like, why is this always see a hotel? Like, I'm like, hold up. Like, I'm very inquisitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a researcher naturally, instinctually. I'm a researcher. I've tried because obviously I'm a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm a religious guy. You know what I'm saying? And we've been duped by religion so much. So I research everything. You know what I mean? And so as I'm researching, I'm like, why do I always
You
see
see a
a
hotel.
hotel background? You know, and so you left from Texas, packed up, and moved to Florida after interfacing with Delta on IG or social media somewhere.
Yes and no. Is there a time limit on this live?
No, you good.
Okay. Yes and no. I didn't. Okay. I initially was supposed to. Hold on. Let me see what this is. I was initially supposed to move to Tampa. That's what he initially tells me. And so, actually, let me back that up. I was supposed to move to Florida, and I was supposed to move to not Tampa. It was like 2 hours down. I think it's not what it be. I'm not familiar with the city. And so what happened was me and Delta were only connecting through the DM. And so if you were following it, like I was always on the live, I was always on every live and such and such. And so, oh, sound like him. Oh my God, 42 shots. And so, and so I had, and so from being on all the lives and all the, the posts and stuff, like, it was a certain amount of people that were getting connected to each other. And so I ended up getting close to two of them, which is the ones that he'd be talking about on his live if you watch them, which was Wolf and Kitty. So a lot of what he was talking about then was actually true. So how do I start this? So when Delta,
Let's make the transition from Texas. Let's start there. The transition from Texas to Florida. How does that happen?
Okay, so I went to Atlanta first of all.
And let me say this: during the interview, if I make you into the full screen, there's not a problem. It's the full screen just to give effect so people can hear you and see you. All right.
Okay. Okay, so I was initially supposed to go to somewhere where Sarp's to be, and I was supposed to go stay with Kitty and Wolf. I was supposed to go stay there for 2 weeks, and then I was supposed to go look for my own place. Now, what we were trying to do was the meeting that happened in Atlanta, which I have to go backwards when I'm trying to tell you about how I moved to Florida. The meeting that happened in Atlanta, we were supposed to be getting a large lump sum back. So after the 2 weeks, I was supposed to be finding my own place, and then we were all supposed to be, putting in to get like a compound and all the bases and all that stuff in Florida, period. So when I initially moved to Florida, went to Florida, I was telling Delta that I was going to their place. So Delta texts me and says, "No, I need you to find a place in Tampa." And I said, okay. So then I call Wolf and Kitty and I'm telling them what Delta is telling me. And they're like, oh, no, we'll just talk to him. We'll make everything okay. And we want both of y'all to come on the ground here. So I said, okay. So they went and supposedly talked to him. They called me back 3 hours later and said, okay, well, Delta told he gave you the green light to come to Florida. I said, cool. So I meet them at their house 3 days before Delta gets there. So within those 3 days, we're us. It's me, Kitty, and Wolf, and we're just talking and connecting. And they're telling me that Delta is on board with everything, and he's about to come down there. We're all going to be underground at their house. So then 3 days later, Delta comes there. So for the first 2 weeks, everything was semi okay, but I was basically paying for a lot of the shit. Like I was buying all the weed every time I went to the store. I was buying everything, and within like maybe 3 weeks, I had spent almost like $800. So then Delta started saying, they're using you, they're doing this and that, they're taking advantage of you, and I don't like it. And so then I started peeping what was going on. And then the other girl, the Pocahontas girl, the one that was with Delta in Kentucky. So she comes. He gonna be so mad when he see this. Who cares? It's the truth. Because I got receipts, baby. Hold on. I got all
Now,
my receipts.
you all right, keep going. Don't let them distract you. When you
Yes.
see the comments up here, I'm just posting so people can see what we're talking
Okay,
about.
so when Pocahontas gets there, it started being really weird energy while we were there. But the whole time, Delta's not telling me what these people are talking about me behind my back to him. He's not telling me shit. All I'm really feeling is a weird ass energy. So initially, the plan, like I said, was for me to stay there for 2 weeks and then get my own place. But when they called Delta and Delta ended up coming down to Bartow, whatever it is, he's told me that he talked to them and we were supposed to stay underground there for 2 months. So that let me not think that I needed to continue to look for a place and we're all about to stay here for 2 months. You see what I'm saying? So at that point, I was still getting unemployment, and so I really wasn't really worried about it. Sorry, and I really wasn't worried about it. So probably another week went by and it ended up being a lot of friction, and Pocahontas ended up stealing my bullets. They were stealing my money. They were doing all kind of fuck shit. So then they ended up trying to kick me out. So they ended up turning on me and making it seem like I was this big old problem, but I had nothing to do with anything that was going on. So basically what they were saying was I could leave, but Delta could stay. So then Delta was like, well, if she got to go, then I'm going to go because I feel like y'all on some fuck shit anyway. So we ended up leaving. So whenever we left there, even before I got to Florida, I had no idea that Delta didn't have a home. I thought,
Rewind.
huh?
So ultimately, I don't want you to go too far past that. So ultimately, you finds out that I'm Delta. I'm just doing an interview. You finds out that he doesn't have a home, is what you said?
Right. The home that he was the one that was always on them lives, he was renting from one of his workout clients, and it really even wasn't his home. And so I guess the guy ended up being mad about him having company and all this stuff. But the whole time I'm thinking this is where Delta actually lives. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with somebody, I wouldn't say being homeless, but when you lose all those, all your endorsements and shit, then I guess you could fall bad on finances. But I had no idea about his financial standards or his home standards, period. I had no idea. So whenever we all went underground together, I thought that it was going to be great because I thought that we were all going to, once I got there, we were supposed to be working on a nonprofit organization and we were supposed to be getting donations. I thought after a month of me being in Florida that we would be rolling in decent amount of money. So whenever we basically had to leave their house, we had nowhere to go. So this is the
Let me ask you one. Let me cut you once. I'm gonna be cutting in and out. Let me ask you, who exactly is Kitty and Wolf?
Kitty and Wolf is the initial people that were in the immediate circle. Those are the people that were quote unquote vetting me. Those are the people that were supposed to be doing his website, his nonprofit organization. Those are the people that I went to stay at their home, and so did he. And that's where all the stealing happened, the manipulation happened. all that happened in the initial state of Florida. I mean, Bartle, Florida. But those were like his immediate circle people initially. It was Kitty Wolf and Pocahontas.
So were they a part of the militia
Yeah.
NFAR?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
They were his immediate circle. They were the ones that convinced him to let me come, supposedly, but they end up being the ones that turned on everybody.
Wow. So okay, now you're in Florida and you find out that that Delta, man, I gotta use the word, man. You say that Delta is homeless. Now what is next?
Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You said what?
You good. You well. You ain't got to touch nothing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, kind of. My thing is like
You're
staticking a little bit.
Well,
Okay,
that's on your end. On my end, you sounding very clear.
You good? Go ahead.
Yeah, on my end, you sound real good.
Look at me. Don't I look good?
So listen. So go ahead and once you're in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you're in Florida and you find out after all of this fiasco, when you find out that you say Delta is basically homeless, then what's your next move?
Okay, so whenever we initially left their house, I figured that we were just gonna go ahead and change all the accounts and do all the stuff that we were supposed to do and do it on our own. So this is the first time he went crazy in public. So whenever we left their house, like I said, we had nowhere to go. I'm not from there. He's from there. We had nowhere to go, so we had to get a hotel. So mind you, we basically left like in a hurry. So we had like, well, I had, because he had no money. I had maybe $65 to my name at that time. And so when we drive all the way back to Tampa, he says, I need you to look up a hotel. I said, okay. And I said, well, I only got $65, $67, whatever it was. And he says, all right. And I said, well, I'll find the cheapest one as I can. But I was calling around to a lot of them. A lot of them were saying that they had deposits that were like $100 and we didn't have it. So it took me like 2 hours to finally find one. And so I showed it to him and I said, hey, is this in a good area? I'm not from here. He looks at it. He says, yes. So I book it on my card. So after I book it on my card, we only have like $6 left. So we pull up to the hotel and from the front, it looks, okay. But when I walk in, I already knew what time it was. It was a trap hotel. So I walk outside and I'm telling him, I'm like, really, really have no choice, but do you see where we're at? Like, this is why I asked you if this was a good hotel. So he's looking at it. He comes inside. He said, oh, motherfucker, bitch, you going to get your motherfucking money back. And this is the first time that Delta has ever actually disrespected me to that level. Besides the one time on Instagram. We'll get to that later. So he's calling me all kind of bitches and hoes, and you going to go in there and get your motherfucking money. So we go inside the hotel together. And then this is the first time he pulls a gun at me. So we go inside. I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, we can only, if I get a refund for this, it's going to take 7 to 10 days. We can go in there and see. So we go inside. The lady is telling him that if he get that she'll be able to refund it in the morning, but it would still take 7 to 10 business days for it to come back to my card. When I say Delta loses his shit, and it was crazy because people started walking into the lobby before he started flipping shit, and then he was Mr. Superstar. Oh, you dumbass bitch, you motherfucking thought. Why the fuck would you pick a motherfucking? This is how he's talking to me. I'm sorry for cursing. This is how he's talking to me. Good. So we're in public, mind you. We're in the lobby of the hotel. This white woman is the goddamn lady at the whatever you call it. So she's looking like, oh my God, are you okay? And you see how I look on makeup. I look young as fuck. We have been driving for hours. I was tired of shit. My hair all up like this. Look like I'm 12. And Delta screaming. So then he pulls his gun out and says, oh, you got me fucked up. You think I'm something to play with? And I'm like, all over us picking the room that you picked. So then we get to the car and I can't find the car keys. So, and the car is packed. Mind you, we just left these people's house. The car is fully packed. Pulls off the gun again with the goddamn beam. You know, he's famous for the goddamn beam. This is all in the front of the lobby of this motherfucking hotel. Excuse my language, in front of the hotel. You dumbass, you don't know what keys is? So guess where the keys end up being? Under his seat. So instead of apologizing or saying anything, he says nothing. So the lady is looking outside like, hey, are you okay? I'm trying to play it off like, yeah, you know, I'm fine. So that was the first time we had to sleep in the car. So the next day I had to ask my mother to send me money because we needed a hotel. So my mom sends me money. I still gotta wait for these people to, you know, for them to refund me my money. So what I started doing was I started doing the Instacart because at that time they had cut off my unemployment. So there was no other way for us to make money. I'm not knowing that this man has no place. So I start doing Instacart, and we end up getting another hotel.
Let me say this. Stop at the Instacart. Hey, this is pretty heavy. This is pretty bad. I knew that it was bad, but just to hear it, this is pretty heavy. This is pretty bad. But I want y'all to know, family. I asked that everybody in this chat, if you disrespect Sister Celia Fit, I'm going to move you out of the chat. Because the purpose of Moorish World TV was to reveal. I don't see any disrespect as of now, but what I'm telling you, the purpose of the cover the Grandmaster Jay story, the purpose to cover the Delta story when it flipped and he came at me sideways. The purpose was to wake our people up. And now that we have a sister that has awakened to the truth of what she come to see, there will be no disrespect in this chat. It's just not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the purpose of this. The purpose of Moorish World TV. Yes, we have fun along the way. Yes, we enjoy the time that we have together. But however, it's about waking our people up. And when we have one that come forth that woke up, there is nowhere in the world that I'm going to sit here and watch anybody roll a comment up here on a disrespect level. That's just what it is, family. Come on, man. Come on, sis. I didn't see any yet, but I'm just saying I got to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the purpose of Moorish World TV. Isn't this what we want? We want our sisters to wake up. We want our brothers to wake up. We want them to go in towards the right direction and be successful in life. So, family, please, let's listen to the interview. I think it's fascinating. I really do. I think it's fascinating because I had this in my head, and now she just confirming what I had in my head as to what was happening. So there you go, sis. You was doing Instacart.
Oh yeah. Hold on, let me show you. What happened to your thing? Hold on.
I'm still here. Yeah, I can hear you very well. You good.
This is what I was doing. This is Instacart. Can you see it? Hold on.
I can't see it that good.
Shit.
Turn your screen just a little bit to the left or to the right. To the right.
Hold on.
There you almost had it. Other way. Other way.
Hold on. It's not right. Oh, there we go. Wait.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, so this is the payment. Hold on, let me show you. This is the payment. This is how I get paid from Instacart. So this is what I was doing. Now you see the numbers? You see the numbers? So how much do you think we had left over after paying for a hotel room?
I don't know.
Okay, so this is
working.
where
Don't look like it.
Yes, but a lot of the time, okay, now this is where the problem came at with the second hotel that we went to. So a lot of the times, because I wasn't making enough to basically pay for it all, I would have to wake up in the morning and do a second shift, like at 8 a.m., and then come back and pay for the room because I would be like $20 short or something. Well, we had end up staying there for after about 2 weeks. We kind of built up a rapport with them, so we end up being able to sometimes pay about 12 o'clock, or 1 o'clock. So hold on.
Let me thank all of those who that will hit the Cash App. We appreciate it, family. In fact, I just bought some new lights. I moved things around so we can get some better lighting. You know what I mean? All this equipment. That's why I be messing up on my sound, because I got new equipment. I don't be throwing your money in the blunt. I go get some new equipment. Yeah. So someone asked, what exactly is Instacart?
Instacart is kind of like Uber Eats. Basically, you go to the grocery store and you pick up their groceries and you deliver it to them. It's kind of basically like I said, the same thing as Uber Eats, but it's just not from the fast food; it's from the grocery stores.
So let me ask, did you drive? Let me backtrack a little bit. Did you drive from Texas to Florida, or you got a
Yes,
car when you drove?
no. I drove to Florida.
Good night. Whew.
I
So
drove.
okay, so now you're in Florida, you're working Instacart, and now basically you're living day to day in a hotel.
Right.
From now, hold up. When did you arrive in Florida? So we can get
Uh,
perspective to this. What month?
okay. We were in a hotel for 3 months, so that means I went to Florida 4 months ago.
Ah.
I spent over 30, almost 4 grand in hotel. Just the hotel period.
Ah.
Just the hotel period.
Now, at any point in time, did you say, hold up,
Yes.
is what's going on?
I
Because
said that
because
multiple.
listening to your background, it sounds like that you had from what you're telling me, you had some sort of stable upbringing, so at some time this seems like uh, uh basically I guess would be erratic behavior as it relates to being responsible in life. At any given time, were you like, hold up, am I? Is this all right?
Oh, absolutely. It happened multiple times, but like I said, like I felt like I already seen signs with Delta losing his mind. Like I already felt like I'm literally not being funny. I felt like he literally needed help, like mental help. Like from his rants and rage, like when he would go out, like even some of the interviews with you that I would watch, he would make absolutely no sense. So I started to feel, I'm not being funny. I started to feel somewhat, you know, sad about the situation, but I did see that I felt like his purpose and what he was trying to do with the movement was positive, but I knew that he really wasn't, all the way there. So that's why, I was doing a lot of things behind the scenes as far as like communicating with people, as far as connecting with people, like as far as messaging people. And even like after damn near every interview, I had to really go back door and make people kind of, I wouldn't say feel bad, but kind of understand that he wasn't really all the way there. And, a lot of people would say those things to me, but for me, like, I really, I guess I saw more in the situation than it really was. But I felt like once we got the foundation going, that we would actually, that would help him get out of his little sour spirits. And that's another reason why I really got upset because, like I said, like I'm not trying to bash him. Like I'm not trying to just go in on a black man. To me, like it's very obvious how I felt. I still care about him. I still love him as a person, but he truly needs help. But I felt like it was it was a situation that I don't know how to explain it. Like,
Well, I can tell you,
it,
and basically, it's you become addicted to trying to help somebody that you feel as though need help, and you become emotionally attached to it. That's abuse. People do it. Um, People that are in relationships with people with that have alcoholism problems, people that have relationships with drug addicts and all of that. They feel as though that they can just hold on just so long until they overcome or go through that phase and then come out on the other side the person that you hope them to be. And so that's all. You just got caught up in basic street terms. You just got caught up with the hope. You know what I'm saying? The hope that this is going to turn out as you imagined when you first put your keys in your car to leave for Florida. You follow me?
Yeah, and it ended up being a situation where I just became where I was losing and losing and losing and losing. Like, you know, he would always show my damn bullpup on the goddamn live videos. You know, always talking about goddamn GMJ, but he would always pull up my bullpup as the the little joke. But if everybody used to remember following when he was doing it, do you remember I had a big ass fucking night scope? I paid $600 for that at the gun show in Atlanta. I'm gonna get to Atlanta in a little bit. Then I also had an invisible red dot on it. So if you follow all of his videos or go to any of my videos, you will see all of it. Now look how this motherfucker look now. Look how empty it is. All this shit is gone because I pawned it. I pawned my $600 scope. I pawned, and I got maybe $100 and something for it. The invisible red dot, and I got all the receipts on my phone. The invisible red dot that I had on there, I paid $350 for it. I pawned it for $70 or $80. You know, and even before I met Delta, before I even came to Florida, I sent him $2,500 for the foundation. Don't know where the fuck that went. You know, and I would see him like even posting shit like when he would post when people would send him money. It was a girl, one of the lioness sent him $100 cash app. He posted online talking about the foundation and this and that, and you spent half of it on weed and the other half for the goddamn hotel. None of this is going to no foundation. You know, the whole time that we were in the hotel, I kept saying like, yo, as long as we get a computer, because I kept saying you. Like, I remember the first interview that I did with you. I'm not going to lie. I'm not interview I did with you that y'all did together. When I was throwing the money up there, I thought it was for his shit. I had no idea it was going to you. That was my first time really being on YouTube. I'm not that was my first time. So after me watching you and watching other people, you know, I started to see how much money and not to say it's all about money, but how much really money that you can make off this shit. And so I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, I know how to make websites. I know how to do it. Everything that we were supposed to be doing in that house in Florida originally, I can do all the shit as long as we get a computer, I can do it. Each day that goes by that we don't progress, it's like he blamed, oh, he didn't call me, he didn't want to show me. Each day that goes by that we don't get this shit set up, it's costing me money because you are not paying for anything. I'm steady asking my parents, like the girl that I'm at her house right now, she had to send me money just for us to stay in the hotel. It was days that we were living in the car, then having to go in the gym, shower. I had to after. Oh, I'll get to that. But after your last interview, when you were talking about how good of a trainer he was, it was a lady that was watching you, and she ended up contacting me about training her. And she was like, "Oh, you know, she's from Houston, and I had met her before. I was training her in shooting, though not working out. And she was actually the lady that helped me get my vehicle, as far as me saying that I was working for her or whatever." So she saw what you were saying about him being a trainer. So she calls me and she was like, "Oh, well, I've always known you to be in the fitness and I want you to, work out with me. And even if you do a virtual training, I'll take care of you." So I said, cool, great. Like that was exciting for me because that was really my second main thing that I was supposed to be doing when I was coming to Florida. I was supposed to be training people. I was supposed to be running the gym with him. And excuse me. And I was supposed to be handling going to get donations for the foundation. Those are my three things that I was supposed to be doing. So I've always been a workout freak. Before I even went to Florida, I'm working out twice a day. that's just me. Like, that's the way that I de-stress my shit. So that for me, that was exciting for me. And then what was crazy was the day after that, my mother called me and told me that she got a letter in the mail saying I was about to lose my car. So when I'm telling him about it, he's like, "Oh, when nothing comes before, the militia, you need to give that back." And I'm like, "Wait, hold on. I've sacrificed already a lot of motherfucking shit for this shit. The last thing I'm gonna do is lose my vehicle. And half the time we're sleeping in the goddamn car to begin with. So what will we be doing now? And that's how I make the money on Instacart. So when the lady called me, she ended up calling me back the next day, and I was crying, and I ended up telling her about my car shit. And so she was telling me, okay, well, look, I'll take care of it as an advance, but you got to train me for 4 weeks. I said, cool. So the next day after that, I was doing the Instacart, and I was, those my Celia fit out jackets that I wear sometimes. Okay, I had one of them on while I was doing my Instacart run, and I ended up going to the delivery that I had, and I ended up running into the guy that I was delivering the groceries to, and he seen me. He said, "Hey, are you?" He called me by my name. I said, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, do you need help?" Because I had like 8 bags. So after I bent down to pick up a bag, he was like, "Damn, you have a good farm. Are you a trainer?" And then when I turned around, he seen my jacket. So I said, yeah. So I end up signing him up, and the next day he ended up signing up his friend. So that was one of the turning points when Delta started really getting 42 shots, I'll say. Crazy. You understand what I'm saying? He became upset about it, and I'm like, damn, like this, I thought that you would be happy about this. Like, this is something that I really want to actually be doing, and I'm actually making money for it. Like, why are you upset? So this leads up to when the last things happened, whenever we really started beefing, when you went live. So we're leaving the who is this? We're leaving the hotel, and the lady calls me. The lady that I'm talking about that helped me with the car, and the one that I was doing the virtual training with. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hey, hello? What the fuck?
Can you hear me? You good?
Yeah, he said oh. Good. Okay.
Yeah, you good? I'm just moving myself out the camera. You.
Oh, okay. So the lady calls me, the one that I was telling you about that helped me with the car. So she calls me, and mind you, I have her on speakerphone. And so she's telling me that she said, "Oh, well, I saw that you were making a new fitness page. I saw that you were making a new fitness page, and I was really proud of you that you were telling people to, basically get off my personal page." And I said, "Well, thank you." And she says, "Well, I really want to help you with this because I see a lot of potential in you, and I really feel that you can go far in the fitness lane." And I said, "Well, thank you." So she goes to telling me that, okay, she'll help me set up an LLC. She'll help me set up my company, and that and she's also a lawyer. So she was telling me that, some states have different laws. So if I ever ran into a problem that her her name rings bells as far as the corporate world, that's what she was talking about. So when I say Delta wakes up and loses his motherfucking shit, excuse my French, he's in the car. We just slept in the car. I'm trying to get gas. We're in the car, and Delta wakes up and slaps the shit out of me. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, so you think I'm something to play with? You think I'm GMJ? You think I'm something to play with? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, so you gonna call that woman and tell her that you're in distress and you need some help, and she gonna send some people after me? And I'm thinking, like, is he dreaming? I'm looking at him like, well, what are you talking about? And he's like, "Oh, I heard you. You think I'm stupid. You think I'm crazy." And I'm like, "Are you really serious? Like, first of all, why would I have somebody on speakerphone so that you can hear it. And if somebody was talking shit about you, as loyal as I am to you, I'm not you. I'm not gonna sit there and indulge in a conversation with somebody talking about the first person that I fuck with. That's just not me. That's an ill person. That's ill character. That's weird. You know, it's not the first time he put his hands on me. You pulling guns on me in public, you yelling. You understand what I'm saying? You doing all this crazy shit. And online, all I am is the secretary just smiling. Nobody really knows who I am. Half the people kind of know, some people don't. But by looking at it, it's very obvious, you know, what's going on. It's not, only thing that wasn't obvious was that I was taking care of everything. You understand what I'm saying? And I even texted him. I said, you know, for me, I'm never even gonna, you know, out or say anything that even really happened. It is what it is. Like, if me and you end up ending, then fuck it. I'm just gonna go my way and you go your way. I told that to him multiple times. You know, so let's go back to whenever the lady called me and smacked me upside the head. So then at this point, I'm very frustrated because I'm not, and I know this sounds weird, I'm not excusing the slapping part, but for me, if he would have, I understood that we had just slept in the car and we haven't ate in 2 days. So maybe by him misunderstanding what the lady had said, but by me telling you and me clarifying and even me saying that I would call the lady back, it makes no sense that you wouldn't even be like, oh, okay, well, maybe I misunderstood you. But then you went to a whole nother level by putting your hands on me. Like, you have a child your fucking self. You understand what I'm saying? You have a daughter yourself. If your daughter called you right now and told you that a man just did that to her, how the fuck would you feel? You understand? Especially somebody like me, as loyal as I am, as solid as I was, as much as I did, I never exposed nothing. I didn't say shit. You know, even down to the AV shit. When we went to that shit really kind of pissed me off because I'm not saying that I ever wanted him to just say, you know, praise me. But when we went to that shit,
before you go there, before you go there, before you go there, hold up. Because you went to Atlanta before that, right?
Yes, and
Yeah. So give us the Atlanta, and what I'm gonna do is after we talk about Atlanta, how much time you got?
Oh, I got a lot of time, but I need to call you on the phone because I need y'all to see these receipts from Atlanta.
Okay, no, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm going to go. Why you need to call me on the phone so you can do what?
I don't know. The Atlanta shit is really important. I really
need
receipts from Atlanta, so I need you to be able to see it.
So how will I see it on the phone?
I'm gonna do the voice call on my phone. I have 2 phones.
Okay, you're gonna call the phone, and all right. So this is what we're gonna do, family.
How you do it?
Just see if you could send it to him, and if he could.
If you send it to me, I can put it right in here. If you can screenshot it,
way better.
That's easy. So listen, what we're gonna do is this, family. What we're gonna do is this, family. We're gonna take a pause.
I don't want to end it though. I want to finish.
No. Listen. We have been 1 hour in. So now we're going to take a pause. We're going to shut down and we're going to load back up 5 minutes with a whole new link. Send me what you got. 5 minutes. Anybody who interested in the part 2, come back in 5 minutes. I'm going to reload it up. All right? You got me? So family, this is the first time on Morse World TV because I feel we're going to go long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close it out. Then we're going to get back in 5 minutes. We're going to talk about Atlanta. So sis, let me end this broadcast and load up a new one.
Do you want me to email it to you or send it?
You can send it to your phone. You can send it to the phone.
All right.
Text it to me. Screenshot and text it to me.
All right.
All right.